Hello, traders. It is Thursday morning, September 24th. We're about 2.5 hours into trading. You can see the markets had this downward sloping channel right here. I'm going to try and keep this video fairly brief. This is a 3 steps down, 2 steps back type of process that we're going to be seeing. Every time the market comes in on the low end of this channel, it bounces. So for anyone who's shorting and thinking that every breakdown is the opportunity to get short, no, it's going to be a very tough way to make money. In fact, the video that I did Sunday night, that Apple trade, we had a 58-point drop in the S&P futures. We ended up getting in that trade early Monday morning, and that bounce that took place Monday and Tuesday stopped us out of the position, only to see a big market decline yesterday. And that position would have been in pretty decent shape by the close yesterday. So if you're looking to short this market on a very short-term basis, yes, the trend is lower. You have to wait until you get these bounces that stall. Then you can take short positions, sell rips, buy dips. So you have to take profits on the low end of this channel. Now, from a longer term perspective, I will say that this 100-day moving average was checked one time today. Okay, that's nice. Is that going to be instant support? No, probably not. In fact, I think that after this rally, we continue to probe for support. Typically, these downward sloping channels are resolved when you have the lower end of that channel breached on a long red candle. That is a selling climax, and we'd be looking for a bullish hammer after that where we really probe below that 200-day moving average and we close on the high of the day. When I see that pattern, I'll know that it's time for us to aggressively get long. But until then, we have to be fairly passive. I did my weekly swing trading video last night for my paying subscribers. That will be released on YouTube Saturday. Watch for it. I've got some nice trade ideas. My strategy was that if we got that big market decline today, I was looking to sell out of the money, bullish put spreads on very strong stocks. We had some pretty aggressive credits that we were looking to get. Who knows? That may still unfold. But I am looking to start initiating some trades on the next big market decline down to these major moving averages in here. I believe that we're going to find support at that level. And I believe that this is simply a round of profit taking after a nice rally and an overextension. I don't see anything glaring on the horizon. Could be some uncertainty regarding the elections, but I think that that won't come into play until we get closer to November. So for right now, I'm going to go in, going to take a look for a few longs, take a look at a few shorts. We'll call it a day. Expect the market to chop around. From a swing trading basis, going to be very, very difficult to make money unless you are selling out of the money bullish put spreads. And again, you should be doing that sparingly. So let's take a look at the 5-minute chart. Let's get our bearings. You can see how we're breaking through the high of the day, long green candle closing on its high, been able to hold this breakout so far, but you have to wait for these candles to finish. What you would not want to see as a bullish speculator is for this breakout to stall. So we can sit here for one candle, but then we need another nice green candle to show that yes, we are definitely moving higher. If we start to see a couple of dojis in here, 2 or 3 bars after this breakout, then you're going to start challenging that breakout, get through the halfway point of this long green candle, and then we've got a good chance to retrace. And I'll be watching to see if that upward sloping trend line on a 5-minute basis is violated. You can also see here that we've got the 1OP indicator is starting to grind higher. What I would like to see as a day trader is I'd love to see a spike just like this one, and I'd love to see a bearish cross, and I'd like to see that stalling pattern here with possibly a bearish hammer, tail above body, and then a couple of red candles that take us through this upward sloping trend line. Then I think we've got a good chance to sell off later today. Right now, you've got to play the upside because this upward sloping trend line is intact and we have a bullish cross. So we'll be looking for stocks that we may want to be buying in here right now. So let's go in and take a look. I'm going to go into one of my searches. It's called Bull Run. And these stocks will all have a nice head of steam. SPCE through the high of the day, nice long green candles closing on their high, downward sloping channel, breach to the upside. This is a really nice entry point in here. Looks like the stock's going to continue to move higher. Ideally, I'd love to find a stock that is through the prior day's high, but given the sell-off that we had yesterday, not likely. MOS, really nice, consistent trading pattern. From the low today, it really didn't even pull back here. So let's get that SPY overlay, and you'll see that pullback in the market right there. Stock did not even flinch right in here. In fact, it kept grinding higher. That's the type of relative strength that you're looking for. As soon as the market finds support here, the stock lifts off. MOS looks pretty good right in here. AIG. Now, a lot of these stocks are getting a little bit overextended. You've got to watch the market and see what's happening here. The next 2-3 bars are going to be critical. Like I said, if we start to flatten out here and we stall out during the course of this presentation, doji, then we're going to start to see this roll over. And that breakout is probably not going to hold. So I would be fairly passive on getting long right here, especially with 10P moving higher. As it starts to really spike, this is telling us that we should be taking profits on long positions. So here's another example of market down hard. Stock pulls back a little bit, but not very much. As soon as the market gets its support, the stock takes off. So AIG looks pretty good. MRNA, not real interested because the stock is down on the day. CHWY, not too bad. SLV, precious metals are bouncing today after a really hard sell-off. We have a resident expert in precious metals in the chat room, and he is long-term bearish on gold, and he's been spot on. WKHS, pretty nice in here through the high of the day. Long green candles. This stock might be nice. You see this downward sloping trend line. Let's take a look at the daily chart. This has been a very powerful stock and is finding support right on that prior horizontal resistance. Now it's support. Test that support this morning, and it's moving higher. I've got a little upward sloping trend line drawn there. UPS. I'm still looking for something I can really sink my teeth into. eBay. Don't like it. It's barely above the 100-day moving average, so I'm still looking. Actually, let's do a little check on Fiverr. That was one that I highlighted yesterday. And here you can see how the stock pulled back. You have a hangman pattern here off of a new relative high. That's not particularly encouraging, but the market did sell off hard. Stock is actually doing okay today. It's been able to preserve that breakout right there that we referenced. So if you're selling that out of the money bullish put spread, you want to see that opening right there hold, which that was 127.50. Would like to see the stock close above it. Every day that ticks by right now, that spread is going to start collapsing because of time decay. So it'll be easier and easier for you to manage. I'm still looking for something I really like, and I'm not seeing anything. DRI had a really nice breakout in here. That was a post-earnings play. You can see how the stock is through that horizontal resistance. I'm not real crazy about restaurant stocks, although the news must have been encouraging because you still got this breakout holding. If the stock can hold that breakout through the course of the day, I think that it may have some nice upside potential to it. Let's go into another search and see if we can find something in here that's doing well. GS, I don't care for the banks. That is an oversold bounce right now. Tesla actually was looking pretty good to me before I started recording. And let's take a look at that and see what it's doing. And here you can see Tesla's been able to grind higher with the market. And it had a little bit of a pullback with the market earlier. Take that daily chart here. They had their battery day yesterday. You can see there's an upward sloping trend line that was tested, and it looks like so far it has succeeded. Folks, I'm not seeing anything I really care a lot about on the long side. I think the better play right now, given the heavy selling that we've seen, is maybe to take a look at some shorts, let this spike, wait for that violation of that upward sloping trend line, and see if we can pick up some shorts. I do think that 100-day moving average is going to be tested at least another time. Could happen today, And I think that the 200-day moving average may even be in play in the next couple of weeks or so. So let's go to the short side, see if we can find something there. Really just looking for day trading opportunities. ZM is pretty weak today. You can see how strong it's been. This is parabolic. It tested that breakout right there. There's the breakout. Resistance. Now we're through. Should be support. Test 1, test 2. Long tails under body. So this stock wants to get going, but I did see some weakness in there today. All right, here's a decent short. BA, Boeing. You can see how this horizontal support level has been breached. Stock is way below two major moving averages. And there you can see how it's been drifting lower today. BA looks like a good short. That would be one that if we get that spike in SPY, rollover, upward sloping trend line breached, this would be one that I would want to take a look at from the short side. I'm going to drop an alert line right here, just above the low of the day, so I get a little bit of a heads up before it challenges that low of the day. And we'll see if that triggers sometime through the course of the day. Make sure that you drop these trend line alerts. ABBV actually looks very weak to me. And we'll go into the daily chart, and you can see how it is below the 200-day moving average, and it's got some selling accelerating right now. Crowning pattern here. So I would want to make sure and drop an alert line. Am I shorting it right now? No, I'm not. If this long green candle is violated, that low right there, yes, I'd want to know about it, because that means that that final leg of the rally has been given up and it may be time to short it. If I drop these alerts right now, when I do get that market breakdown, I'm not going to be hunting and pecking around for stocks. I'm going to start getting pop-up alerts. MAR doesn't have much of a trend. I'd like to lean on a trend before I short it. PLUG, I was noticing that a little bit earlier. That looked a little bit weak. Take a look at that daily chart. And you can see a couple of tails under body, some horizontal support in here, lower high. So it could be ready to roll over. CVX. Cisco has been very weak. This stock is really just drifting and drifting lower. Now you've got a downward sloping channel right here. If it pokes through the bottom of it, it'll probably bounce. But for right now, that's actually a pretty decent short as well. MPC, that's also breaking horizontal support in here. We've had some chat room members shorting that very successfully. And let's see if there's anything else that strikes a chord with me. I'd say my strongest pick is Boeing. That would be a stock that I'm looking to short sometime today if we get that market rollover and that breakdown. On the long side, we can go through our regular lists, heavy buying, relative strength 30. These would be the stocks that I want to be focusing on right now. Boy, I should show you an explosion alert that I made money on this morning, and I missed a lot of the upside on it. EXAS. And you can see it right here on the table, and I'll tell you, we got in on the first bar. You can see the timestamp there was at 10:02, and that's when we got the alert. And let's take a look at that 5-minute chart. We ended up getting the alert right in here. I ended up buying the stock somewhere actually on this second bar. It was around $79. I was in on that. I took a $1 profit on it. I was happy with that. But this is the type of explosion alert that we're looking for. I know every 5-minute average volume over the last 20 days for every single stock, and we search for it. And when we see a huge spike in volume like this and a huge spike in price, we get these alerts. And we are in this before the markets even had a chance to disseminate the news. Somebody had the news early. Somebody's trading this like mad. We're riding on their coattails. And when I see a stock that is bubbling up, here's what I call bubbling up. Higher, higher, stall, higher, stall, higher, stall, higher, stall. Okay, now we get a bar that closes right on its high. Next bar, same type of price action. Relentless buying. Never a pullback, not even a little bit. Then I know I've got the real McCoy, because I have to decide instantly if I'm going to be buying at the market, if I'm going to be bidding for it, if I'm aggressive with it, I got to know that right away. Now, the other tells are that massive volume spike and a really big breakout through horizontal resistance. And I'm not just talking about on a 5-minute chart. I'm talking about a daily chart. And here you can see that at $79, that is a 20-day horizontal resistance level, and we absolutely just blew right through it. Well, when I see that, I know I've got the real deal and I'm in on these. These alerts alone, you get one of these in a year that you ride out. Pacer Option Stalker Pro for a year, doing 1,000 shares. They happen so quickly. They happen all the time. Not all of them are this explosive where you get that type of follow through. And in fact, this stock was halted. We were in so early. We were in here. Stock was halted up here around the $84 level, and then trading resumed, and now it's still off to the races. I don't hang on to these trades for $5 or $8. A lot of them go there. I'm usually in there for $1 or $2. The market happened to be selling off, so I wanted to make sure it was the real deal. I set a target out there. I got taken out. I'm happy. I made good money on it, but there was still a lot of meat on the bone. Those are explosion alerts, and they also flag a lot of stocks that are actually doing well through the course of the day that have upward momentum with very, very heavy volume. Those we take more of a normal day trading approach to, especially if they are not above the prior day's high. Then we're going to be more cautious with that. We need that big breakout on a daily basis. That's when we get onto these trades early and we ride them for a lot more. So if we get these bullish explosion alerts, then we just otherwise trade it as a normal day trading opportunity with heavy volume and nice price action. That's what I've got for you today. You know, the market really is trying to decide what it wants to do. We've got that downward sloping channel on the SPY. So the trend is lower. We do have to find that support level. But because we haven't seen down, down, down price action, because it's been stair step and very methodical like this, I believe that there is support. Buyers are just waiting for that support level, for a retest and that confirmation, and then they will come in and aggressively buy. So you can favor the short side on your day trading for a little bit longer, but swing traders, you're not going to have to wait very long. You're not going to have to wait very long. I think that we're going to hit support, if not at the 100-day, at the 200-day, and it probably will happen in the next couple of weeks or so. And then we'll be able to aggressively go out and sell some out of the money bullish put spreads on strong stocks. And this market pullback is telling us exactly which stocks want to move higher because they have not sold off with the market. If you like this content, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on your notifications. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching this YouTube video. I'm Pete Stolzers, and I'm going to keep the trade ideas coming along with lots of education. So make sure to subscribe to the channel and please turn on your notifications so that you never miss another trade. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. I've loaded 2 other videos that I think you're really going to enjoy. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon.